Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we crack into this episode, let me just tell you about our two sponsors really quickly. Even before I do that, patreon.com/teawithmepodcast, the link's in the bio, Friday live streams, Monday bonus episodes, and just all that kind of stuff. So, our first sponsor is Thompson's Tea. You know by now, Punjana is the number one selling tea in Northern Ireland. Who's behind that, you ask? Who's behind Punjana? Is it a conglomerate of Middle Eastern Sikhs? Or sheiks? No, it's not. Is it Jeff Bezos? Is it something like that? No, it's not. It's the Thompson family from Northern Ireland. You know they're the OGs when it comes to tea. You know they're brewing it up 24/7, 25/8. And you know the Punjana is what we drink on the podcast, what we're fueled by. And all we're doing is spreading the message of Punjana. You know, we've talked before about, the guys from Tetley being, and that's them, asking if they can sponsor us. And the answer to that question is you can fuck off. PG tips, do one. It's all about Punjana. Just drink it. No promo message, no nothing. Just continue to drink Punjana tea. Shout out to the Thompson family. We're also sponsored by Manscaped. Look at those balls in your hand right now. Are they yours or a friend's? Either way, if they need work done, then you manscape it. That's what you do. Manscaped are the number one in men's below the belt grooming. And what that is that your genital region. Let's not shy away from it, but your genital region. I see a few guys in here who, I'm not making assumptions, but could do with a little bit of landscaping from Manscaped. They've got the performance package. The Lawnmower 4.0 is out. And if you're still not getting this, what I'm saying is, you remember back in the day, all guys had pubic hair was kind of cool. You would go on a night out, and you would basically pick an outfit that would accentuate your pubic hair. But nowadays, people don't do that. Stop doing that. Nobody wants to see your pubes. You shouldn't even have pubes. By now, pubes are illegal in 4 of the 6 counties in Northern Ireland, and they're planning to roll that out to all 6. So if you don't want to go to Magabry for having too much pubic hair, Manscaped.com, use the code teawithme for 20% off and free keep yourself out of jail. Use the code teawithme for 20% off and free shipping. They've got the performance package if you're going on some holidays. If you're going to Magabry and they're willing to let you take it in, I would take in the performance package from Manscaped. Links in the bio. Cheers to Manscaped as always for the support. Now let's get into this episode. It's great when we have a returning guest, but it's even better, Ben Nicky, when we have a gift for that guest. Do you like getting gifts? What do you prefer, getting gifts or giving gifts?
I actually like giving gifts, mate. Thanks. By the way, thanks for having me back. I heard it was a really good podcast, the first one we did. So
went down really well.
Backed by demand.
Went down really well. Backed by demand. You said though that you prefer giving gifts. So before I give you the gift I've got you, if you want to give me.
I mean, it's pretty awkward, bro. Because I'm not. This is the truth. I actually wanted to bring something today, but it's not here. But I totally swear. I swear.
You tell me you've shipped something for me?
I've got you something. I'm not even joking. I've got you something coming, but they sent the wrong thing. So yeah.
Well, tell me if they sent the wrong thing. Tell me what that was.
I've got a new merch line coming out, and it's amazing. But they sent me the hoodie that's got crew written on the back because it's for my crew members. And I thought I swear it says crew on the back, so you'd be walking around the town and they think you're like a photographer or something.
Well, I may as well be crew because there's loads I want to talk to you about, especially like the big show you just did in Belfast. But let me ask you this. Because this is my podcast, Shane, the main man on this podcast. Were you making tea for everyone before your show?
No.
Okay, remember that because everybody in this room was willing to let me make them a tea or coffee, and
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty strong. Like getting a bit of a caffeine buzz. I feel like I'm on a session. Strong as this tea is. I've not had. Well, is this the Pajano one? Because I tell you what, this sounds like a Colombian strain, mate.
That's what we're all about. Strong tea here.
Strong tea, that like.
But yeah, I made everyone tea and coffee before. You wouldn't do that before a show, surely.
No, it'd be more like kind of like probably like vodka or something, tequila. But you know, a tea. I have had tea before a show before.
That we should do that. Like next time you do a big show, there's other DJs on the bill. You'd be like, my man's hooking us up with some drinks, and then I just come in with a tray, pajana, yeah. Just pouring tea for Sander Van Doom. I'm like, more tea, sir. Why? How come you're in shorts?
I'm going to. It sounds really bad. I'm going to the gym after. Just being lazy. Thought I'd come looking like a tennis player. So apologies if the knees are on camera. Like it's not trying to get anyone a semi. Yeah.
Too late.
just rolling it, you know.
You look like if you were a tennis player, you'd be like the bad boy of the tennis scene.
No, I like to. Do you know who's your favorite tennis player? I'd say I like Nadal. I like Nadal. Is Nadal still playing?
Yeah.
He's got good biceps, like.
Yeah, well, he has one good one.
He's always got that vein pops out. It made me jealous so much. I was like, that vein is killing it.
Yeah, I liked. My favorite was probably, he wouldn't be the best, but like Tim Henman. I just felt bad.
He was just so shit.
He was so brutal. Like I don't think he liked playing tennis, but everyone was like, "Come on, Tim, this is the year." And
I'm trying to think. So in Northern Ireland, has there ever been a really good tennis player here? Like, come on, what's the name?
Richard.
What, his name's Richard, or is that his surname?
It's his name.
Is he good? Is he big now, or this is back in the day?
This is I'm just lying. I wish we did, but we don't have one. I'm trying to make it. No, there's never been a tennis player from Northern Ireland.
But even in England, mate, like we'd get to like the second round, and that was like the final for us. Like, yes, come on, Tim.
Fred Perry, no. Who's English? Fred Perry?
I mean, yeah, that's where the brands came from.
He was a tennis player.
Can you Google that? It's like Joe Rogan. Can you Google that?
Yeah, although on Joe Rogan,
but the internet's so slow in Belfast that you would have taken.
Bring up a few tennis players here. So there's loads happened since the last time you were on the podcast. Just done a massive show in Belfast. Thought maybe you were going to die at one point.
Let's talk about that on here. Will we get censored if I talk about that briefly?
Look, they know by now I'm the bad boy of the podcast world.
All right, cool.
They can't censor me and my tea. You know, we can talk about it. Let me give you a gift first.
Okay,
Let me give you a gift first, because last time you came on here, did the Manscaped raid. You were intrigued. You know, you threw the fishing rod out to Manscaped.
Yeah, I mean, still waiting for the official deal. Like,
I think they're just putting it together.
Okay.
I think they've outsourced to their legal team.
Yeah, I was hoping to kind of retire from DJing and just go into full on, tutorials on how to mow.
I mean, it would be a weird career move, wouldn't it, to go from DJing in front of a lot of people to just essentially shaving guys?
Yeah.
But whatever works for you.
You know, if there's another lockdown,
that's what Tim Henman's doing now. It's working for him, you know?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe what we've got you.
I think I know what it might be, but like, yeah.
You don't. Okay, the first one isn't wrapped, and that might give away what it is, but look.
Oh, wow.
And there you
go. I'm going to move the mic a little bit.
From us to you.
First of all, is this like, I don't want you taking the credit for this, because is this from Manscaped? Did they watch your podcast and go, right, that kid needs one, or have you actually gone, Ben wants one?
That hero over there, Dan, contacted Manscaped and sent them the video of our last podcast.
There you go.
By the way, I'm going to be so pissed off if inside that there's like a load of cash as well, because we got to split that.
That's just the payment for coming on.
Yeah.
I thought we agreed that before the show.
Imagine after this you just invoice me for like 12 grand.
I have.
What's this for?
Yeah, that's just for a couple of minutes. Like, nah. This is the Weed Whacker.
Yeah.
So this is electric nose and ear trimmer hair.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, I've never really struggled with nose hair. I think the nose has stayed quite blocked for the last 10 years. Yeah. But,
why?
Just I had a bad run of partying.
You got hay fever, bro?
Yeah, it's a Colombian COVID strain. So I got the Weed Whacker.
Imagine.
It does your ears as well. And now, it's a weird device, and I definitely will use this, but like, have you got hairy ears?
No, I didn't think I had nose hair. So the first time we got one of these, I gave it to Mike because I was like, I don't have nose or ear hair.
I bet once you try it, I bet you actually have got more than you think.
Then I drove home and I looked in the mirror and I was like, I do, but not enough that I would need that.
Well, I'm going to embrace this, so thank you guys, and to Manscaped for the Weed Whacker.
Yeah,
it's cool, and like a bit of weed now and then.
Sorry, I just like the thought of you being like the DJ at the festival. He's like sniffing and like keep touching his nose, and they're like, "You okay? What do you need?" And you're like, "Claritin."
Yeah.
Claritin immediately. Because
I need the Weed Whacker.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I'll be like, "Do you know what? I can hear so much more music because now the ears, the hairs have gone." This one here, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what the hell this is going to be.
Go ahead.
but okay.
Could be anything.
Okay, I'll try to avoid the tea. Oh, there we go. So
also presented with a box like this.
So this is for your balls.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. I will be putting a tutorial on my OnlyFans later.
No, for our Patreon, you're willing to do a live demonstration after this.
So we have all the accessories here, mate. I'm not gonna get it out now. But I've even got. I think this is like, Jesus. I thought this was a joke. They actually do ball toner.
Ball toner, yeah. Because that's what I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere in life in my career, and then I realised that my balls just weren't toned enough.
Ball deodorant.
Ball deodorant, yeah.
So. What did you just rub it on like when right?
No, you get someone to do it.
Okay, I'm going to explain.
You can get someone to do it.
I'm going to explain on camera. There's a condition that's been going around. In the DJ world, we call it disco fanny. It's basically when you meet a girl being in a club and she's been dancing all night for a long time. Sometimes there's a pungent smell that comes down from down below, and I'm just thinking maybe Manscaped could design. I don't really know how to announce the name of a female part on a podcast, but your female genitalia could maybe have some kind of deodorant as well. There's a market that's being missed. So Manscaped, if you're watching, I will happily invest into the female range.
If the guys are willing to do it.
But if the girl just had like a quick, Manscaped female deodorant, quick little slip down there, little clean, meets the lad, breath of fresh air, rather than tuna.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that personally, but I've heard stories that has happened. Yeah,
you just have a guy constantly spraying your balls, just with
I have now.
like a Glade.
Yeah. Now he's fired now because Manscaped has sorted me out. Yeah.
So you must. Are you like? Once you do like a big show, do you take some time? Well, suppose before you couldn't have taken time after it to just like chill and come down a bit from it because you were just on to the next one. Yeah. But at the minute, are things so slowly coming back in and opening up again that after doing Belsonic last week, you can actually just relax a bit?
Since I saw you last time, like, as soon as the UK opened, I was straight back to work. I do put loads of big shows on in the UK, like massive ones. And my diary's just absolutely rammed as normal, which is great. But there comes a point where I'm usually around the world every week, and because nothing else is really open around the world, it's like, can't just keep doing the same thing every week. So once like this tour's over, I think I go to America next month, and I'm in Russia in 2 weeks. But yeah, I've been DJing non-stop, mate. Like just thinking if lockdown happens again, I might as well just get the retirement fund sorted now.
Oh
and,
just
like chill.
Make hay while the sun shines. Definitely. I'd love to go back to the States. I'd started doing that, and then everything closed.
Yeah, it's all like the States is. If you want to go on tour, just go to Texas because they just don't care. The laws there are just pretty cool. Yeah, they do what you want. Like I said, talking about Belsonic, it was amazing, by the way, on Saturday. It was the first. It was not just in general. Belfast in general, it was the first major event since lockdown, which it was my event. So it was the first big 15,000 capacity event for any in general. What
felt different from Belsonic like that from the last time you'd done it?
Do you know what? It felt the same. It didn't feel any different because obviously you had to show your negative test or whatever on the gate, which is really easy to do. It's a text message, and so everyone kind of like treated it in the same way. Once you're in, obviously, unless you've somehow like bought a certificate off your mate for a $5 or something, everyone in there would supposedly be negative or whatever. So I mean, like you kind of just treat everyone the same and just crack on as it was. And I really enjoyed it. And most of the shows have been having that annoying thing on the door where you've got to show your certificate or whatever, which regardless of whether you agree with it or you don't, it's a bit of a, not excuse the pun, ball ache.
Yeah. It's admin, like, isn't it? Like,
it's just adding like annoyance to like the procedure. Obviously, I'm a DJ. I even the performers, we still have to do it as well. So I still have to show you a test when you get backstage or whatever. But apart from that, mate, it went amazingly in the city. Just showed so much love here, and it's amazing.
Do you get any more nervous for it because it's now like a home gig for you? You know what I mean? Because you live here.
Nah, do you know what, mate? Like, what's funny though is I did an interview for I won't even mention the newspaper's name because I don't want to like cause any dramas. But I did an interview and they rang me up and they were like, "Hey,
was it a paper here?"
Yeah, it was a paper here.
There only is one.
They were like, well, there's a couple like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm not going to slag them. I'm going to be fair, but I'm going to tell you what happens. This is what happens in the media. So I did an interview. Hey, how's your gig? Preparations, what music you're playing, how is it living over here? They took pictures of, instead of like using pictures about the gig and promoting the gig, they took pictures of me on my lawnmower in my garden, and it's like Ben loves Northern Ireland country life, and pictures of my house, everything, mate.
Which is really going to sell a live experience to people.
Yeah, they also mentioned like the actual town that I live in and stuff. So it was pretty detailed, which is kind of pissed me off. Like, at the end of the day, like I'm going to have like people turn up at my door with like groceries later. Yeah. So
this is the GPS location.
Yeah, like cheers, mate. Luckily they got the town kind of a little bit wrong actually, so it wasn't too bad. But
was it a Belfast-based newspaper?
Yes, but it just annoyed me a little bit. Like, yes. But like, end of the day, like, don't if you're doing an interview with someone about their show, like, kind of manipulating and like, it was a nice piece, like, but you know, like, it was literally had my front door on it. I was like, come on, guys, like, you know.
I did a. I can't remember what gig I was doing, but there was like a thing in the Sunday World about it, and you know they've got like their main story, and then on like another panel of the front page they'll have like 2 like snippets for like this is also inside. There was for me there was just my picture, and it said like page 60 or some big show, and then underneath it said Predator still loose, but they were too close together, so it said Predator still loose, and I'm just like,
you're on the watch list now, bud.
Standing right below. I've been fucked so many times by like bad pictures. I don't, despite being like quite cute, I don't photograph well at all. Like
you need a Valencia filter on it.
I need a filter, and I need like the photographer to go, mate, this looks, well, you look like a wee alien guy here, like let's take this again. But they don't give a fuck, they just put it out.
You need like, you know those girls, these Instagram girls that go to Ocean Beach and get a photo with Wayne Lineker. You need like one of those. You need one of those. You know these girls who like their thighs come down and then it just like goes out where they've got that app and they stretch their ass out, but you meet them in real life and they're absolutely catfish to hell.
Yeah.
You need an editor that does, you know, gives you like the veneers like me, the whiteness and all that. Yeah.
And Wayne's like, what age are you? He's like 20. He goes,
Too
oh,
old.
MILF.
Yeah. I have got a lot of people that are friends with him, but yeah,
careful.
It is what it is, mate. I'm just gonna say it as it is. Like, if you post pictures up with young birds like he does, you do kind of bring it on yourself a little bit. I'm sure he's a nice guy, like, but I like Gary, but you know, it's
I mean,
top guy, but like, yeah, I'm not slagging the guy off, but like, I'm just saying, like, if you do post pictures, if you're like 60 years old and you post pictures with 18-year-old girls, you probably are gonna insinuate that you are doing something a bit weird.
Have you ever met Wayne Lineker?
No, I think so. All my friends actually have worked at Ocean Beach, and I've got a lot of friends in like reality TV that are friends of him. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but all I'm saying is like, when you post pictures of young girls, you're going to get prejudged. But I don't know the guy, so I'm not going to say that.
Have you met Gary?
No.
Who would you prefer to meet, Gary or Wayne?
I'd like to go to Ocean Beach with Gary Lineker.
Oh, the ultimate curveball.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know, man. I'm sure it's hard to know, mate, because like it's very easy to prejudge in social media nowadays until you meet someone. So I'm sure he's a nice guy. And one of my friends, Thompson, who's like does rap and like garage and all these other, I wouldn't know what genre it is actually, but he's just doing some big tracks in the charts. He was on like Love Island and stuff. He's mates with him, and Tom's a legend, so I'm guessing he's a decent lad. But just obviously, just the photos sometimes like make me laugh a little bit. Like
yeah. Belsonic looked outstanding, like just like because when I went over to do shows in London, it's like opened up 100%, whereas we phase things back in. So anytime I've seen people locally here, like mates out at something, it still just doesn't look proper yet. You know what I mean?
Clubs still aren't open here, are they?
I'm the wrong guy.
No, they're not. Which is mental, because I mean, like, I just did 15,000 people here.
Yeah.
And then you can't go and, you know, listen to the Spice Girls and with your mate in a little club in the corner.
That's what you like to.
Yeah,
that's all you want to do.
I'm not gonna lie, mate. I did actually go out for my first. I've never been.
I thought you were about to say you went out with a Spice Girl. I was like, that will now be 40 minutes of the podcast.
I went out for my first ever night here, like, because I've obviously live here. I never go out because I'm sure the same as you get tortured. Like, so it's a bit of a nightmare.
I'm looking for. I'm like,
no, mate.
Apparently, Shane Todd's in tonight.
Yeah. You're writing it down at the front.
No, I don't.
That champagne story you told me last time, I won't forget that. So that was basically, yes, I went out with a few of the boys. You know, Gareth McCauley? Northern Ireland. So we went out with G and a few other mates. And we went to Ollie's, as you do, and just sat in the corner. But because you can't see anyone else, it was like we just sat there just chatting about normal things that we would have talked about anyway. And it was it was a weird experience, just kind of sat in a club with like not being able to socialise with anyone.
You're putting To Become One by the Spice Girls on a
But
Bluetooth speaker. Guys, come on, let's enjoy this. Gareth McCauley, like legend.
Have you had him on here?
No, the only interaction I've had with him was I do videos for the IFA, for Football Association, with the football team, and we would do like all different stuff, and you get to do stuff for the players, which I love because I'm a huge football fan, and have always been a big Northern Ireland fan. So we're supposed to do one with Gareth Macaulay. This is like, you probably wouldn't even remember this. It's about 5 years ago. They were training down in Dublin, and the video was we were going to recreate his goal against Ukraine that he scored at the Euros that I was at, me and Tony were at.
Was this the header?
Yeah.
I've heard so much
the
about.
The big torn header. So me and my mate went down to recreate that for the IFA, and we got like the full kits on to go to their training pitch, and we're walking over, and then the guy came out from the IFA and it's like, yeah, Gareth, he just don't want to do it. And do you know what the worst thing about the whole thing is? We were in the full kits with shin guards on, so we're standing there like, I stand there like, no, we didn't really want to do it. And the guy's like, why have you got that wee strip over your nose? Yeah. I was like, no, bro, we're cool either way. We'll just chill.
Gum shield in.
We'll just chill over here. Yeah, I play football with a scrum hat on.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, I guess he just didn't want to do it. We did something else, and I understand why. Sometimes
he's actually probably one of the most humble guys I've ever met. Really humble, quiet guy. Actually, I went, something funny as well, he took me to the Northern Ireland match the other night.
First time?
Switzerland. First time at Windsor
Park.
You like
it?
Loved Windsor Park. Really nice. They looked after us really well. Really nice. Actually, a lot of the media team that were there actually were at my Belsonic show working, so everyone was really nice. And also, one thing I do want to do, I really want to put a show on there. Yeah, on the pitch. I want to put a concert on there, so that's maybe something in the future that I'll be looking at doing.
Yeah, because the first time I saw something done there that wasn't football was a Frampton fight.
Yeah.
And it looked great. It was raining, which again, I've said before, I call myself a fair weather boxing fan, like quite literally. So I like want to go to a fight, but then if I see it rained at the fight, I go, oh, thank God. You know, I'm like, thank God I didn't go.
Does the roof not close on Windsor Park, no?
No, they're like a guy will claim it. You know what I mean? Like there'll be a guy working there, be like, I can close it, and then it's him.
Tarpaulin.
Yeah, with a load of blankets trying to pull it, like 12 guys trying to pull.
It's a nice stadium though, but
unreal.
I didn't realise it only holds like 18,000 or something, or 17,000.
Yeah,
I thought it would I thought it would be a much bigger ground because outside it looks huge, but it's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, real nice. Ollie's is I haven't been to Ollie's in like. I feel like
we should be getting some kind of like endorsement. For, some
sort of deal
in Ollie's, yeah.
But I can't go. I mean, I don't really go. Like, I'll go to the pub, but I don't really go like out, and because I do like a character, like a comedy character who's like all about Ollie's and like.
Is this in your show? Yeah.
No, not on the live show. It's like I'll do sketches with this character, and he talked about Ollie's that much that if I was ever there as myself, people were like, "Are you filming?"
You're in denial.
You know? Yeah. The best moment I had there was me, Tony, and our mate John were there, and it was the last time I went there, and that's why we can never go back. We were there, and Christine Blakely and Frank Lampard came in with a couple of their friends, and like all big football fans, like, oh my God, Frank
was
Lampard.
he with her officially, or did he have an affair with that Christine Blakely? I can't remember. Or are they married now? I can't remember. I haven't followed.
They're married now, and I think they had a, what would you say?
She's mint, she was. Like, was she like, does she look like now? Is she decent?
Yeah. I just want to get it out there that I think.
Does she watch Tea for Me?
I don't think she will. I think she might know of it, but I just want to clarify so that she might come on again. I think their courtship was above board.
Has she been on here?
No, she hasn't.
Oh, okay, not yet.
But I just mean, like, I think they.
In case you get an email saying she wants to come on the show.
Yeah.
You want to have it.
I just want to point out that her and Frank, who are close personal friends, I've never spoken to them, got together in the right way. But my mate was so drunk that so me, Tony, and our mate are sitting.
You'd say blocked here, right?
Blitzed.
Yeah, so like blocks I'm learning some new words, blocks. Yeah, I've learned this from a few viral videos that I saw which are random, which I won't bring up. But yeah, the word blocked is,
so we're blocked.
Class, yeah.
And Lampard and Christine Blakely are sitting there. And you know the VIP area there is like really dark.
That's where we were. Is it like a little room to the right and a little like a cave? Square? Yeah. That's where we were.
So we're sitting there. By the way, now I'm like I would never be comfortable somewhere like that now. I don't know. I think it's just being like. I think
you're in denial, mate.
I'm too old. I'm just an old guy. You know what I mean? Who just like sitting in, and I think I'm like, what's the opposite of claustrophobic?
Outgoing.
Yeah, I think I'm scared of that. So we're sitting there, and it's all really dark, and Christian Blakely and Frank Lampard, and no one's really bothering. You know, they're giving them their space, and my mate John goes to subtly take a photo. Bad etiquette, but he's drunk. He's drunk, right? Okay. And he just goes to take a photo, just for like his mate or something. of Christine Bleakley and
for the
Frank
papers.
Lampard. Hey, flash.
Oh no.
It lights the place like a Christmas tree. Like the entire VIP area turns into like a cave of light. It's like a light spectacular show that Cirque du Soleil would do for about 3 seconds. And he's a real like flustered guy. So what I would have done is gone, oh shit, sorry, I just meant to take a photo of me and my friend. And I'd be like, just of me. And then I'd act like I was taking a selfie. But he just like, he was like, he just didn't know what to like do or say.
I've seen that happen before.
Everyone's like blind, and the people they were with like let him know that was a bad move. I think her sister like hit him a wee bit on the arm or something. But yeah, that's why I don't go out anymore. That and just a cripple and social anxiety. But apart from that, man, VIP areas and things like that are I think a thing of the past for me. I just like drinking tea and watching like Vietnam War documentaries, stuff like that.
Mate, I tell you what, like, I think people think like, especially in the world I'm in, like when you're like your whole world, like your whole daily routine is like waking up, smashing like 12 hookers, doing coke off a midget's ass. Next minute you're doing backflips, into breaking your head open and used to do that.
Yeah.
But no, but in all seriousness, like as you get older a little bit, like you just like, I don't know, like the little simple things, I found, like, I believe this or not, right, after my Belsonic gig, I'm a very open, honest person, so I don't really care. But after my show, I went back to, that Malmaison suite that everyone always has with the snooker table and all that. It's in like Line of Duty. It's like a hotel room that basically, if you've ever had been to a party in the city, it would have been in that suite, right, in that hotel room. I'm just totally giving it away. Okay, well, you don't go out, but I've just given away where we stay. So next time I'm doing Belsonic, everyone's going to know where my hotel room is now, but whatever. I went back after the gig, amazing, 15,000 sold out show, incredible, rah. And then get into my room and I walk in and my friend Rolo, who's behind the camera here, is like just walking around pacing, being weird. And there's about six girls just pacing around, when someone's on a mad one. And there's like these 6 girls like twerking to Sam Smith in the corner. And I'm like, my mates are like, what's going on here? Like, whatever.
The music of Sam Smith or just Sam Smith?
Oh yeah, Sam Smith was twerking as well. But no, like these random people. And I literally was like, do you know what, mate? My gig was so good, my drone was so good, I can't be bothered with all this. And then just got my mate and got in the car, went home, because I obviously live in Northern Ireland as well, not far from...
we'll put the postcode in the description.
Thank you. And I just left it. I was like, I can't be bothered with this. Got home. I was in bed at 1:30 with a bowl of Cocoa Pops. And didn't
know where that was going when you first said the first syllable
Cocoa
of that,
Pops.
But the a bowl of it?
That was actually one of my first sober gigs in my whole career. But
then... Do you start then to enjoy the next day being like,
I'm fresh.
I feel so good.
Yeah. But and because I'd hit it hard for the last, for a lot of my career. So sometimes just those little pleasures and those like little simple things. Sometimes when something's built up to be like really big, I actually do the opposite and like I just like go, oh, I'm just gonna chill tonight.
100%. Like the first time I did the Ulster Hall, I had my car with me. And so I was like, what I'll do is I'll go home. What is it?
You drove home?
I was always planning to drive home, but I said to Joe, who we know from Shine, because they run the Limelight, which is exactly where my car was parked. So I was like, could I get like, everywhere was closed. I was like, could I get like a load of bottles of cider to take home? And I'm going to like have a few drinks in the house, which I would never do. And then I get home, turn Match of the Day on, have like half of a cider. And I'm like, this is perfect. I don't need like anything else. And even like the last couple of weeks I've been in London to do a couple of shows. And I love the idea as soon as I'm off stage of like a pint of cider. And the last 2 times I've got the cider in my hand, been really looking forward to it, had like 2 sips and then like chickened out.
No, that's really...
chickened out.
It's mad you say this because this is actually something that when I was partying really heavily like before, there was like a certain trigger that I had, and because the kind of music I play and the crowds are mad, that adrenaline you get during that is so high. Like it's the biggest high you can ever get. Yeah. When you come straight off stage, it's like, well, where do I go? What do I do now? Like it dips. You get this horrible adrenaline dip. So I was like, I'm not exaggerating. My friends will back me up. I was drinking like a litre of Grey Goose vodka on stage, a whole bottle straight, nailing it during my set. And because of the adrenaline, I was just like still alive. Yeah. But I come off and I was like, whoa. Then I'd have the party to like try and get myself back to that high that I had when I was coming off stage. So that's my little trigger. It's like you're saying, when you come off, you get like that. Do I have that drink or do I just kind of let the adrenaline come down and deal with it? So now I'm kind of like learning my body, like a little bit of why I was doing things I was doing.
You'll probably take it in more as well. Like, I don't know if you're someone who, like, if you're on that cycle, it's probably hard to like quantify big shows you've done and like the reaction, and it just all blends into one. Whereas when you don't, maybe you have more time.
Yeah, Belsonic was actually the first sober gig I'd done in a long time, from since like probably when I did a China tour when I was really jet lagged once. But because in China, this is random. I think I had tequila on my rider, and for some reason they brought me like a duck. They must have, like, the translation must have been wrong, but they literally brought me like a dried duck.
Oh, I thought you meant live. I was like,
no,
that's
it wasn't alive.
Move.
No, it was a dried duck. So like, yeah, China's not really fine, and they actually love touring China.
But do you like duck?
I love duck, but not. It was like kind of like dried and cured in a way, and it smelled like something that had been in the bin.
Right. Because I like a Wagamama duck pancakes.
This is it. So like when you go to China, India, whatever, it's not like you get an Indian or a Chinese food you get here. This is like when you're in Northern Ireland or wherever.
You don't get a free bottle of Coke with any order over £6.
You don't. There's no mate. Believe this. When I was in India touring like years ago in Goa, there's no such thing as mango chutney there. They don't mango chutney doesn't even exist there.
I think the phrase "first world problems" was invented for that.
No, but mate, like poppadoms and mango chutney is like I don't know if any of you are the same, but when I go for an Indian, I load up on 14 poppadoms and I'm full by the time the mains come. That to me is the best combo. Is mango chutney poppadoms. I swear to you right now, I would take that over any food.
When you were running about being like, I just need this mango chutney, it probably sounded like code when you were there because you're a DJ. Yes. You're like, guys, he needs his mango chutney.
Mate, it was...
load of gear arrives, you're like, get that out of my face.
Yeah, go away. All I want is my mango. Yeah, but where's my... It's Sharwoods, isn't it? Where's my Sharwoods? Get my Sharwoods.
Yeah, they finally sourced the one...
I've already gone.
The one jar of mango chutney in India. It's not my brand. That's not my brand.
But it just shows you like how takeaways in like the UK or wherever, they're just like commercialized, buttered, creamy dishes that actually, like my friends in India are actually like, what is this? This is like an insult to our food. But down here, mate, get me a munchie box. Let's go.
Half and half.
Yeah.
Do I want chips? Do I want rice? Why compromise?
In England, you don't get that. I'd never experienced half and half.
Oh, yeah?
They do in America. I've been to Panda Express.
No, but I've been to PF Chang's.
Similar, yeah.
Good spot. Rolo, you like PF Chang's?
My friend Rolo's here, by the way, from
How do you and Rolo know each other?
My first ever gig in New Zealand, this is a good story. Rolo's actually been on my Instagram a fair bit, so if you follow me, you'll know a bit like how crazy this guy is. But he's
fully nude over here in case anyone's watching the video.
He's trying the manscape as we speak. Can you not hear the buzz? I'm sorry. The double A's are in.
He's up to the knee, that's right.
First gig I had in New Zealand, even though he's from South Africa, he lived in New Zealand for how many years? 15 years. And so this is back in the day where like I was barely scraping by, and I had to stay at his house because they couldn't afford to put me in a hotel.
He booked you for
booked me for his gig, for his show. Literally about 9 people turned up to see me, so I mean I was doing pretty well. You know, I think he had to remortgage his house. So he lost so much money on me.
9 people more that would come and see me in South Africa.
Yeah, this is like right at the start. This is like what 10, 11 years ago, maybe more than that. But he's the only promoter in history that I've actually had to take home myself. They're supposed to look after you, right? You know, when you get booked, they'll get you back to your hotel, whatever. But I had to get him home. I had to drag him out of his own night because he was very intoxicated on many substances and. It was
mango chutney.
Mango chutney, yeah. But mate, absolute. Then he moved to America. So whenever I tour America, mainly in Dallas, I stay in Dallas, and we've done some mad things together, like things that I wouldn't be able to talk about on here. But like, all I can say is he's like Chuck Norris. I don't know how he's not like dead. You know, like his heart should be gone. Yeah. But yeah, absolute legend of a guy. And just he's over here for a few weeks visiting. He came to. Belsonic. He's going to I'm playing Glasgow tomorrow. Well, this will be going out on the Wednesday, so it'll be done.
You'll play it, yeah.
But Colours Fest tomorrow in Glasgow.
Rolo, you like it here?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah? It's an interesting part of the world.
He's been getting quite a lot of DMs from the ladies.
Oh, yeah?
And he's got a few followers up it as well, and now he thinks he's like Hugh Hefner.
Make the move.
But what these women are doing is they're like, oh, I'm going to go watch Big Jerry Cinnamon tonight down Belsonic. And
I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah, he was like, they were like, oh, Rolo, like, what you up to? Like, you going out then? And Rolo's like, obviously trying to invite them out for a date, but what he didn't tell me that these are like mums of my fans. So clearly they're trying to maybe get to see me and meet me as well. Like, and he's like, yeah, don't worry. I'm like, no. Do not bring him to my house. They're not coming here. Yeah, no.
Rolo's the conduit that all electricity passes through. He just connects people to you.
So so Rolo really is basically like an auxiliary kind of chord. Taking like that, what I call like the dregs. The dregs. Yeah. Those last minute guest list attempts were like, I've tried Ben's Instagram, he's not replying. Yeah. Hey Rolo, if I show you a little bit, can you sort me backstage? He's like, Ben, can you get him in? I'm like, no. But God loves a trier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So before in the kind of lead up to the show, you got like real ill to the point where I was like, mate, what does like tomorrow suit for the podcast? And you genuinely went, mate, I've got to go and get my heart checked here, and but I might be able to do tomorrow. But I've been in A&E for like 8 hours, and they're saying there's a big problem with my heart, so I don't know if I'll make it. And I was like, hey, take a rain. Just you don't need that, it's not life or death. This podcast,
I was ill,
but you were that felt like just watching it through your stories and chatting to you a bit, felt like that went from like 0 to 100 like really quick. Yeah,
I got so like I'm not afraid to talk about it because I'm not here calling out like saying I'm pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine. Like this is what happened to me, and I would just say to other people like should be made aware of things that happen. But so I had my second jab. My first jab I was fine. Second jab I had, and then that evening I just woke up in the middle of the night, 4 a.m, like shaking heavily, which is apparently like you can shake, you get like flu symptoms, shake a lot, but this is like really like severely. And then just had like a seizure on the floor, like hit the floor, and then I just woke back up again, and like suddenly went to get up, and I had another seizure. And I've got like no pre-existing like issues. Like I'm actually, believe it or not, despite the partying, like I'm quite a healthy person. Like you wouldn't think so, would you? So I called the ambulance out, and the one woman walked in. She's like, looked in my house. She's like, "What do you do for a living? Are you a drug dealer?" She said. I was like, "Nah, I'm just a musician, that DJ kind of thing." And then the other woman recognised me. She's like, "Oh, my daughter's been to a gig or something like that."
Gotta say, it must be stressful to call your own ambulance.
Mate, it was because I'm a bit of a, I've got, and I think my friends have got this. Definitely got health-related anxiety. So I get a pain in my chest. I think I'm about to have a heart attack. Like I'm that kind of person.
Right.
Not extremely, but like I'm a hypochondriac sometimes. So I call the ambulance. He's like, yeah, there'll be 18 minutes. They came and got me. My blood pressure kept dipping. Like whilst they were there, they're like, this is not normal. It's really weird. So they said, we don't advise you to go to hospital. So we can't force you to, but we'd advise that you did because your heart is doing some weird stuff, and that's not something that you want to tell someone when they're like freaking out. So I went to hospital, got into the like I said, can I go private? Because I was like, that sounds horrible, but like obviously like, it's the Royal. Everyone kind of knows everyone there. I was like, can I go to private? Like, no, you got to go into the Royal. So get into Royal. Receptionist checks me. I know who you are. Oi, girls, Ben's here. Mate, rather than care about me, I'm there like that. They're all taking selfies with me on my deathbed. They're all like taking, I swear, all got their phones out, like taking selfies with me. I'm
Caption
like,
it might be his last one.
I'm like, I'm there like, guys, like, can you just like, rather than worry about picture, like I'm actually like not very well, like. So they did all these blood tests on me, blah, blah, blah. And I went home, they said, okay, everything seems to be fine. But then 2 days later, I started getting all these heart pains. I went to my local surgery and he did an ECG and he's like, you could have what's called myocarditis, which is what loads of, I don't think it's talked about much online, but like a lot of young people have been getting it. It's when you get inflammation of the heart. So like the vaccine can kind of like put a bit of strain, so it gets inflamed. And it's not actually that dangerous as long as you take like ibuprofen or whatever. But if you don't know about it and they actually think that's why the football player that collapsed not long ago on the pitch.
Yeah, Christian Eriksen.
He had his vaccine not long before that. Yeah. So they think that maybe that could have been, he could have had myocarditis and not known about it. But I went and got blood tests and they thought I had it. And the wait was 14 hours in the Royal. And again, I was like, is there nothing I can do? Is there any way I can go in quicker? They're like, no. So I just after 8 hours went, now I'm going home. And then I got a blood test the next day in the city, which tells you whether you've got this troponin level, which means if you've got a heart problem. And it was clear, thankfully. But when I had those symptoms, they thought maybe I did have it. So, right. But I didn't in the end. But it doesn't explain the seizures and stuff. But
I've definitely heard of, like most people, like I got my second vaccine, and for a day, sort of felt like I would describe myself as not 100%, but totally fine. Like I could have gone to the gym or gigged or whatever.
This is the thing as well. Is as much as like the whole the way that things are right now with like, you know, the passports for clubs and stuff, it's not ideal. And I personally don't really like what's going on, but I kind of, when something like that happens, you know, when that happened to me, obviously it looks really bad, like, oh, this is, you know, but you've got to remember there's millions of people every day that are having it as well and they're fine. So
yeah,
I've got it, all my friends are sweet, but like, you know, I personally didn't really want to ever have the jab, but for work I had to. And I try and stay really impartial online because you know what it's like it's such a division between people.
Yeah, it's panto, like panto.
I stay out of that because I'm just one of the lads who just likes to have a laugh. So like I don't want to be like pro something or anti it. So I just thought I'd just tell my experience of what happened.
I think people, you're right in that most people are either like on extreme sides.
Yeah.
And I think I'm someone who, like, you know, when they first talked about the vaccine, I thought, well, I'll get it. Like, I want to get that because I want to get the normal, and I kind of trust that there's no like evil thing to it. But that's totally my opinion. And like, I presume there can't be this many people involved in creating a vaccine and that kind of thing. It's a little bit like flat earthers.
I'll be honest, I like for a long time, I'm quite a skeptical person. So like I do watch all a lot of the documentaries on like you know certain conspiracy things now, and I do actually. Don't get me wrong. There's some mad shit that you know is on. There's some mad shit that does happen in the world that is not spoken about publicly because obviously you know what the news is like. It's pretty bad. But the way I thought with the vaccine is that the only reason I actually got it is one of my friends in America. His family work with Pfizer, and I asked him. I actually asked him. I said honestly, like tell me, like really the technology about it and you know, which would be a safer one because the AstraZeneca one obviously the people were having like a few blood clots. I think it was quite a few problems. So he was like, Ben, it's like, he taught me all about mRNA was, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, he didn't say it's 100% amazing, I believe in it, but he kind of felt a bit more confident, like someone explain what's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
But no, like I just... I
think I was like happy that, again, I don't think anybody would want that. You don't want to have a vaccine, but like, if it's there and I did know people that suffered real bad with COVID. Yeah. So I don't like taking painkillers, anything.
I used to
just
enjoy taking them for fun. Great night out.
Streamlining them in. Yeah. I don't like taking anything, but if I have to, not if I have to, if I'm advised to, and it's gonna help, it's gonna protect people around me. My personal opinion is I'm like, I'll get it, like no problem. But
honestly, I don't like being told what to do in general in life. Yeah. I felt like I was being a little bit. Like, you're not letting me go into a club unless I have this. I just didn't like that kind of and being told what to do. But like I said, like you're saying as well, is like I think it wouldn't benefit anyone, including me, being online shouting about something that I necessarily couldn't change. Like we all know as well as anyone is these people at the top that run most of the stuff. They're not going to go, oh, mate, Ben Nicky said don't do it, so let's not run this policy. Yeah. If they're going to do something, they're going to do it. So like, I kind of stay. My personal opinion is like with my friends are very much aside to like my DJ life. So like I said, I don't really like take sides on it, but I just want people to know like if they do get anything bad happens to them, that myocarditis is quite common, and that's the only thing I'd say is just make sure you just be careful, and if you get any pains or whatever in your chest, just get it checked out. And that's not me being pro or anti. That's just something that's happened to me.
Yeah, and I get it's weird to be pro. Like you should just be open to like hearing different things about it. And as much as I like saw the vaccine because of COVID as a good thing, I still think you're gonna unfortunately get, like you say, if yours was related to that, you are gonna get some things like that, but then that is the gamble of something like as safe as they try and make it.
I was really trying to be careful online posting about it because I had people were screenshotting my story, and I had like people that were totally, obviously a lot of anti-vax people going like, this is why. Someone was like, what a fucking sheep. This DJ's gone and got a jab and now look what's happened to him. And I was like, hang on a minute, I'm talking out and telling you guys about what's actually happened. Like I'm actually risking, you know, I say risking, but I'm kind of like, you know, talking out about it. Like, give me some respect, man. And then luckily quite a few people in that movement actually know me quite well because a lot of them follow my music. So he deleted it straight away, this guy. But like I was getting like sucked into all these like different people that were going like, this is what happens to you if you have it, or this is what happens if you don't have it. And I was like, mate, I'm just a guy that had a scare and tell him a story. I'm a DJ. I play a few donk tunes in a blimmin' park. Let me do my thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know? As an artist, I've actually never said that sentence before, but as an artist, I don't like the idea that you have to. I'm not comfortable with that whole thing of like, you can't come and see me unless you've had the vaccine, because I do understand. While I am not that personally, I understand people who are like, I'm going to not get it. I go, well, that's obviously.
But you do realize that if you, if it was, they're now saying that you can't. Even a negative test does not suffice, right? That's what they're trying to bring in now.
Because that's a level I'm happy with. If you don't want to get the vaccine, but you're willing to do this test, prove you're negative, then come and see it.
If you fine. So this is what happened in Scotland. They've now brought law from October the 1st. You've got to be double vaccinated. That's the only way to get in. The thing is, when you're vaccinated, you still carry the virus. Like you can still carry it. So if someone went and they didn't have COVID, and they called it up another double vaccinated person and took it home to their family member who's not vaccinated, that's really bad. If you can prove you're negative, even if you haven't got the jab, if you can prove you've got a negative test, surely that is way more safer, because you're not carrying it at all, than risking actually going and catching it just because you've got a double vaccine. So the negative testing, in my opinion, is a crucial part of the testing for events. Especially look at the Belsonic one; it was great. There's people that didn't want to have a jab and they weren't forced to. They could have a negative test, and you at that moment in time do not carry anything. So in my opinion, that option, I think it's just a way to get a few more people vaccinated. And the government obviously wants everyone to have it, but I really think that the negative test should stay. That option to prove a negative test, because that will really ruin not just nightlife, hospitality, but because surely you can't not be allowed to go out because that's the only option. I mean, it just seems crazy.
It suits me. Yeah, I might lie and say I haven't had the vaccine because as we've established, don't like going
out.
That's my excuse.
Let's say half of your audience that comes to your show, either don't want it, or that maybe they medically can't have it because of a certain reason.
Might not have arms.
Whatever.
Although, what's the protocol? If you can
be medically exempt. Yeah, there is.
No, but I'm saying, could you get it in other parts? Could you get it in your legs? Easy as your arm, or does it have to be an arm? Because that means there's probably a lot of big music heads with no arms, just fucking livid in the house, like pro-vaccine with no arms, being like, fuck's sake, I want it. Like, should I do forehead?
A lot of these people, like in your London shows or whatever, let's say they haven't been able to get the jab or whatever, like they can't. Your audience would say half because you've isolated a part of your market. Then you earn less money because you got less of a crowd there. So the venue earns less, the bar takes less. So the whole lot that this is going to affect the hospitality industry again. After lockdown, even more so. So I hope they reconsider. They haven't brought it into law in England, but they're talking about it from October as well. And I pray, because it's going to massively affect. And it would massively affect things here as well, because especially with the 16 plus crowds of your Belsonics and your custom house squares, is most of those ages wouldn't be recommended to probably get it. So if they can't get in because they haven't got it, then what happens to that market? So I hope that doesn't come in.
Would you remember, like in olden times, I don't know exactly when, like people would have lived underground in like underground towns and cities, and like, especially in like Edinburgh. If you ever do like an Edinburgh tour,
I've done Edinburgh a few times.
Would you if that became a thing again, and they said,
you're basically just saying legal rave, but trying to make it in a really like a metaphor for.
I'm saying, rave. Would you live underground?
Oh right.
If this came back in and became a thing, if you didn't like what was happening above ground, and then you were told, like, listen, this might be more the vibe, would you consider underground? Bear in mind the trade-off is more things you want to do, things you maybe disagree with. They're not happening down it, but no sunlight.
See, I actually, because I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so that actually, I'm getting a little bit horny listening to that.
You love that? Yeah.
Yeah. I seriously,
do you drive around down underground car parks? Like, whoa.
I do, mate. That NCP gets me going, bro. Seriously, I actually like the sound of that is amazing. Like, I like fantasy kind of like movies and things like that with the magical, like not your Harry Potters, but like your like Lord of the Rings, things like that. So I genuinely actually think that'd be amazing. Like to do that. I wouldn't plan the rest of my life doing it, but maybe a year underground.
There's an unbelievable. It might be a Vice documentary or just an article, but I think it's a documentary about in Vegas, because Vegas obviously man-made. They have like a massive sewer system.
I've seen that.
And there's people.
Is that with the drug addicts in there? Yeah, there's loads. Yeah, I've seen that. It's mad.
I mean, it's going to attract somebody, an underground city. Like, come on, of course, there's going to be some loopers there. but like,
That's another word here. Balloon.
Balloon.
He's a balloon.
Oh, you fucking balloon.
Mate, absolutely, what a word. I've been using that for all week.
Anyone that describes someone as a balloon is themselves. If you look closely, they're a balloon themselves.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll take...
I
don't use it.
All right, you fucking balloon. I'm like, you're a balloon?
Or a fruit. Or a fruit.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I mean, here's the thing. That has changed over time.
Because there's that video, is it like... the 50p dickhead, a Darnell.
You owe me 50p dickhead.
Yeah, class video. Yeah. I watched that and it was saying, it was like your fruit or whatever, and I thought it was a great word as well.
I mean, there's so like, I remember like, there's some fantastic words that I don't realize aren't used, and I genuinely realize aren't used anywhere else. Like I'd say dead on quite a lot.
Yeah, everyone uses that. Yeah,
I've
actually started. No, but I've started to like adopt that a little bit.
Because how threatening is that from a Northern Irish person if you've never heard it before outside of Northern Ireland? I'm in Costage, like at 225, I go dead on.
If I think of it that way, yeah, it's quite intimidating. Like,
I want to
lethal. Everyone's like, that's lethal.
Lethal, yeah.
Lethal. That everyone uses the word lethal,
which
here.
Again used out of context.
Yeah. Yes.
Have a pint. How's your pint? Lethal.
Yeah. Or everyone just says holy fuck.
Yeah.
Or is it holy fuck?
Yeah. To things that aren't even mad.
Yeah.
You know, where do you get that T-shirt? Boohoo. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
It's like it's not really. It's
£8.
Like grand enough.
£8 made with your nan sewing machine.
While like the show looked unreal, seemed to have gone so well, I want to introduce a new feature on the podcast called Mugged Off, because it's the tea podcast.
Oh, okay.
So let me ask you, you know, like doing the show and that sort of thing and being back out in like the last couple of weeks, has anything stood out to you where you're like, oh, I've just been mugged here, even in a small way? Because I was mugged just before we did this podcast. Can I tell you?
You go first.
So I'm a wanderer. I just wander around places and end up like doing like
in Ollie's.
For example, yeah, at 2 on a Monday afternoon, they're like, we don't open till Thursday. But I arrived pretty early down to the studio, and then I was like, damn, Mike, I was like, just want like anything at the shops. And then I went to the shops, and but I just got like a haircut, like an unplanned haircut, not in the at the barber's, because there's a guy, Rafa, right, and who sorts me out. So I walked past the barber's. I was like, I might actually just get a bit of a trim, go and see Jerry Cinnamon tomorrow night, get a haircut. And I got a haircut, and there was a guy waiting, probably in his early 20s, like kid. And I got my haircut, and then I had to go back because they only take cash. So I go back, and Rafa is cutting this kid's hair, and then the barber drops him in it because he goes, oh, he's back. What did you want to say to him? And you can see clearly the guy didn't want to say it to me, but he's just acting the big man. He's like, I was going to say this to him. Now he's been put on the spot, and I'm standing there. And the guy Rafa goes, what did you want to say? And the guy goes, yes. He says, I thought he was going to say, like, love the videos. He said, your character, Mike McGoldrick, which is the Ollie's going type character I was telling you about. He goes, now bear in mind, this is not an interview I'm in. It's just I'm just in a barbershop for 30 seconds. He spins round in his chair, like real dramatic, like Dr. Evil, and goes, would you say your Mike McGoldrick character's burnt out?
Oh, what a boy.
I was like, put that razor closer down to his throat. I was like, the fuck
yeah, manscape up there, like
no facial expression. He's like, yeah, I used to love it. He goes, you still doing it anymore, or is that just are you finished? Because
I bet you felt so insecure. Suddenly you're like, mate, I've explained myself to you now.
And because and then he was like, he goes, no, I really like it. I suppose you've I mean, you've kind of, it's probably just run its course, has it? And I don't feel that, but I was like, yeah, it's probably just fucking done. I'm quitting. I see it. And then the guy goes, he looked back just into the mirror to like continue the haircut as I'm still standing there, and he said, yeah, in my spare time, I'm a critic. And I, just like being funny, I went, so's everyone. And he went, no, I'm literally a critic. Got the rest of his haircut. Didn't say who he got it done from or anything like that. But it was, he wasn't even trying to be, it was like, he wasn't trying to be a dick or anything like that. But it's just funny that people have no qualms about being like, so that's not funny anymore, is it? And you're like, no. Because you can't go, yeah, it is, and push him off the barber chair.
I think that's ridiculous. I actually watched it. So one thing that always stuck with me is watching like some of the Ricky Gervais stuff back in the day, because I'm a big Office fan, Office Partridge, all that, off by heart. But he was saying sometimes people will literally, like, it's like having an advert for guitar lessons, in the town centre, and someone will like, which you walk past, will ring up this poster and go, I don't fucking want guitar lessons, like, if you don't like something, move the fuck on. If you're going, if you go and past McDonald's, you don't run in and go, I fucking hate hamburgers. You know, if you don't like something, crack on.
I mean, what's worse is his problem was he used to like it. He just doesn't want it done again.
I get a lot of music. Oh yeah. I get a lot of music. So you sold yourself for money, did you? I was like, mate, I play the same stuff I played my whole life, and I'll do what. I don't owe you a favor. Like I want to go through my life and do what I want to do. I don't make a decision and go like, oh, Ronald from, Leeds has said to me, oh, like your music's not what I like anymore. I'm not going to change it for you, mate. I'll do what I want to do, mate. Like leave me the hell alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do get that quite a lot, to be honest with you. But
I'm a
it's
critic.
just funny.
Oh, who for? Myself.
Yeah.
Imagine you can't. First of all, I didn't even know critics were still a thing.
Well, everyone on Twitter thinks that somehow their voice is more important than a fact.
One thing I do find relatively funny is when you put up a video or something and someone just writes under it, shite.
Shite. Yeah, I get it all the time.
Nothing
I get
else.
it all the time. Yeah, I had it all the time.
Shite.
Yeah, and all these kids, all they're trying to do is they're trying to get a few likes on it to look cool. And then when you reply and go, your mum was shite last night, they always delete the comment.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, always. But no, we're in an era now where everyone just tries to, even if they don't believe it. I've had people give me death threats before just to get a reply.
Right.
Like literally, like, mate, that's the way it's getting to nowadays. Like literally, I hope you die. Someone said to me the other day. So mate, how mad is that to go out of your way to say that to someone? So I literally screenshotted it and showed my fans and was like, look, this is the kind of thing I get received. And then someone had a go at me for showing the person that was telling me to die. So I'm now trying to stick up for my right not to die and trying to be a good person saying this should not be said. This is the world we live in, mate. So if you ever want to send me a message saying I hope you die, Ben, you've got to take accountability for that.
You know what I might do?
I might sit behind a little egg logo all day.
I might change my profile picture to have like my SSE shows in the photo, like in text, and then I'm going to send you a death threat, and you'll send that to your followers, be like, look at this guy sending me a death threat, but they still might see.
Mate, but it's mental. I think in this day and age, like if you're going to sit on like a keyboard and say something that bad, no matter who you are, what age you are, whatever, you've got to take accountability for it. Like you can't just, if you're in the street and you mug someone, you can't get away with it under like a fake account. Like you take accountability for stealing something. But online, if people want to like just be dicks or whatever, like fair enough. Sometimes it's funny and we all get it now and then. It's a laugh or whatever.
But I think it's it's when people almost like act like they're surprised that it happened. I mean, of course there's going to be like negative comments on something. You can't. It's like, especially you see people that are like new to putting stuff out online. Yeah. They get shocked that there's negative comments at all, and it's like, well, if you want a good comment, like you have to get.
Even Mother Teresa would never have got 100% likes on YouTube. She'd have a dislike, mate. The thing is now is it's now.
But shite.
Yeah, shite. Yeah. Hope you die.
Mother Teresa saves 3,000 children from poverty. Get some university degrees. Yeah. Shite, bro.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. But I think people nowadays is that they're not doing it because they mean it. They're just trying to look like a rebel. So everyone they look like the Joker of the pack. But if you haven't got a strong mind, I know people that like some of my mates like on social media, they can't deal with it. Like, oh my god, like I'm terrible. I'm like, mate, it's a guy watching your stuff. He obviously loves you. Like, just mate, it's just part of social media.
The worst thing you can do is just, if someone always writes the same thing or whatever, when you just don't give them anything, that kills them inside.
If we could have 10 comments all now, if you're watching this video on YouTube, saying shite, be fucking brilliant. I want to get that'd be brilliant. Let's all just write shite under this video. Yeah.
Like, and then write shite. Yeah. And write in brackets.
And then subscribe to my channel.
Really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. Shite, bro. Full stop.
What is it shite bar?
Bra.
Oh, bra.
Like as in brother.
Oh, would that be like a thing here, bra?
People just say bra in general.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. You probably have, but it's so quick and subtle that you don't hear it. Like someone will say, the English translation would be, "What is happening, brother?" And someone will usually, "What's happening, bro?"
We'd say bro. I could call my mates bro.
Yeah, but bro, like you've got to almost you've got to fall asleep halfway through it and then wake up.
Like you wear a bra?
No, you go bro. You start with bro and then you fall asleep and then you go bro, right? You go bro, like you got to dip and come back. Bro. Bro, like that's the key bit is the bottom of it. Like that's the nicest bit to be in, and then it trails off. What's happening, bro? You know.
You got it nailed to a T, bro. I reckon you use it all the time.
And when you start calling people bro, in England, and then I wanted to start catching around there.
I'll make sure you're credited for it.
And Lethal.
Lethal, yeah.
And Blitz.
Dead on.
I'm trying to think, is there another like more niche one I can give you?
I think I've got a few of my mates. Like my mates always like when they're going out, like, let's spin the wheels tonight. Let's spin the wheels. You not heard that before?
No.
No.
In England?
No, here.
Here?
Yeah, all my mates let's spin the wheels by. VAI, bye.
And does that mean let's go out?
Yeah, that's just like go on a mad one, spin the wheels.
Oh, so it's not like get somewhere? Rollo just said, bro.
No. Spin the wheels, like Capel uses it all the time. My mate's a barber, yeah, he uses it all the time. He's like, yeah, spin the wheels by.
Spin the wheels,
And then
bro.
by, like BAI, like
Yeah,
the boy,
yeah,
like
yeah.
which I think is like a more of a farmer thing here.
Yeah,
right?
like when you live in a town or whatever, you can't say that.
We down my way in the old rabbit fields, they love the old buy.
Let's spin the wheels.
Yeah.
Don't know that one. We're sucking diesel's obviously a big one.
What?
We're sucking diesel?
We're sucking diesel. Sounds like someone off Pornhub.
Yeah. With that old wrestler, remember him?
Oh, yeah.
We're sucking diesel means like, let's do it.
Lit. She's lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Getting lit tonight.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Because Americans use that now.
It's a shame we didn't prepare like maybe a list of sayings to see if I could have worked them out, because I think I've worked them out most of it now.
When you come on for the hat trick of appearances, we can do that.
I mean, what happens then? I mean, do we go from like Manscaped up to hard cash?
No, I'm going to bring you a live duck. Presented to you by Sam Smith. He'll be sat over there. I'll say, Sam, bring that duck.
Why
You
can't
go,
we get Sam
yes,
Smith?
bro.
Why can't we get Sam Smith on the show?
I think we could get Sam Smith in the podcast.
And Sam Smith is sort of correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not good with this politically correct stuff.
I think they'd be happy to come on.
Sam Smith is not. It's they. Sam Smith is identified.
Yeah, that's what I use anytime.
No, so Sam Smith is identifies as a human? It's not not gender.
Yeah, he's
he's
definitely
seriously
human. Yeah, he's human. And,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him twerk.
I used it before you said that, so I'll only use that because that's what.
But it's true though.
That's what they prefer.
It's true though, isn't it? Like you wouldn't be able to say. You wouldn't be able to say bra. You wouldn't say bra.
You could say you probably. You can call anyone bro, but you would have to use they as well.
Okay.
So you would shout over and you'd say, like say you're going to Nando's, you would go, you'd say, do they want to come to Nando's, bro?
They, I also say they.
But you just
so
throw a bro on the end.
if your gender is classed as just like, is it, what is it? This is me.
I don't know
uneducated
if it's a
here. Like,
gender
what is the? No, I believe he identifies as just as a person, not as like as male or female.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to like get this correct so it's on the podcast how to identify
I don't know
Sam Smith, because obviously they, good word, were twerking in my room the other night, and I'd like to get in contact with them.
To come and do it again.
Hey, we are politically correct.
That's
right
why,
here.
like, to be fair though, you talk yourself out of best meal in the Brit Awards category. They couldn't.
That's the collaboration.
I said they couldn't nominate him for it. I don't mean he couldn't nominate himself. I mean the judging panel couldn't.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, fair enough.
Apparently so.
Obviously, that was the first person I'd ever heard that had done that before. I saw it on the news, and I was like, wow. Okay, like cool.
I like your trainers.
Thanks, mate.
Look really comfy.
Yeah, I'm going to the gym after, and you are rocking some Kermits there, bud. Can we get on camera? Have you seen Kermit Green?
Yeah, but don't say they're Kermit. They're just green.
No, Kermit Green. Like,
and you say get them on camera. Now I've shown my white socks, which is the ultimate virgin move.
I love them. What you'd be classed as it's called peacocking.
What does that mean?
When I was younger, I studied. This is really weird. I studied seduction.
Is that your way of saying you're a player?
This is something you have to watch. My friends were into things. My friend was a pickup artist, so he literally.
No.
Have you heard about this?
Yes.
Okay. Have you read The Game, Neil Strauss?
No.
Yes, you have.
I swear I haven't.
If you struggle with women, go and read a book called The Game by Neil Strauss. Change your life.
Don't. Just be dead on. Just be dead on.
No. Mate,
isn't that
having a good personality never got anyone anywhere? I tell you, this book.
No.
You have read it.
Don't they say at the start of that you do an insult, like a playful insult?
Yeah, it's called a neg.
No.
But so basically, me and my mates.
What's wrong with a song?
You've got to act in this day and
sing,
age. The problem is now, do you know how easy it is with Tinder and Bumble and Humble, all these things, whatever? It's so easy to go and meet someone now. Like people, like you're swipe. You know when you like on the Tinder swiping. Not that I've ever done it. you know, when you're swiping left or right or whatever, that's a potential, like, rather than go on a date and meet someone, in 1 second, you've decided whether you like someone or not. So, yeah, I studied this. This is like a long time ago when I was like 18 or whatever. This is like a long time ago. But me and my mates, this is no joke, would go out and like use these routines like when we were abroad and stuff. And literally, mate, it was ridiculous.
Let me just say...
We're crushing it.
Let me just say, if that is how the lady is picked up, she ain't worth it. She ain't worth it because I think you've got to do old school romance, and I don't think. No, I'm not. No. I don't want anybody to read it. I don't like the neg. I don't like you neg me talking about my Kermits.
Are you
trying to pull me right now?
I gave you a neg.
You're like, here, have you ever been to the Malmeas one? Because there's a swing.
Yeah.
Bring a snooker cube.
Do you like Sam Smith? Yeah. But no, in all honesty, actually, like the reason I read it is he used to tour with, I think it was Motley Crue and the Rolling Stones or something. He was doing a documentary.
I love Rolling Stones. My favorite band.
There you go. He came across. He was in a bar and the Rolling Stones. Maybe it was with Motley Crue or someone he was with, and he was in a bar in Hollywood. This guy Neil Strauss, and there was this guy walking around with like bright, well, they weren't bright green, but he had some crazy shoes on and a big top hat. He was walking around and he pulled like Paris Hilton and like Britney Spears and all these girls, and he was like, "Who is this guy?" Like he was peacocking like hard. So that word peacocking comes up, and he was a professional pickup artist, and these guys now they train people for like $5,000 an hour. Like these geeks that like have sat in their room doing Microsoft whatever coding the whole life and never seen a girl. Like they're paying these people. So when I was younger, me and my mates we like read this book and it was just like hilarious, and we just went out and did it for a laugh.
What's wrong with presenting the lady with a flower?
Or an Excel spreadsheet, yeah. Do you like codes?
A song, a flower.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously, like nowadays, it's yeah.
If you're a good enough dancer, you don't need any of that.
Yeah. I'm actually the opposite.
It's all in the neck, you know.
But yeah, it's I would just say
less neg, more neck.
Interesting. It's an interesting thing. He's got a neck.
DJ Craig David, 7 Days.
Big Craigie D.
Yeah, love Craig David.
I met him when I played at Tomorrowland. Random that Craig David played at Tomorrowland. It wouldn't fit
He's
the bill.
Craig David?
No, I think he was. They did like a stage of like maybe some more R&B or something. But I was sat next to him on the flight on the way home, and I just all I could keep thinking about was Bo Selector, and I felt so bad because I know that it was bad. Like,
which is an egg to sit down and go, hey, Bo Selector,
no,
Craig.
That'd be called a hard neg.
Oh, a hard neg.
Hard neg. Yeah. And another word in the world of pickup artists. By the way, I'm not a pickup artist, you know. I've literally just read a book, but is a time constraint. So like, if you're in a bar, I love this fact we're talking about dating advice. Like here, like at the end of the day, if you're a DJ, just give a backstage pass. You don't need to. You don't need any kind of dating advice if you've got a bit of clout. Like it's fine. But a time constraint would be you turn around to a girl and be like, I've only got 1 minute, but can I ask you this? And because you've already like said you've got to go. You already played hard to get before you even put the question in. So you're kind of looking like I've got to leave already. And that's got a time constraint. So you would start with that and then probably do a neg or a question. One question that people used to say is you would say, hey, did you guys just see that fight outside? And they would be like, no. And you'd say, oh, it was mental. I just saw a midget fighting an elderly guy. And they'd be like, what the hell? And it's so random that it would get a conversation going. That would get you in with a group of people that you're interested in. Yeah, it's mad. Mate, it's absolutely mad. It's a massive science to it. Like, it's crazy. I'm gonna bring the game in for him. That's right in the book. Next time I would be
very interested to take some pearls of wisdom.
Well, you obviously don't need it, like, but
I'm more skeptical about that than anti-vaxxers are about COVID. Who wrote that? Neil Strauss.
Neil Strauss.
Balloon. Absolute balloon. Thanks so much for coming on, man. It's honestly always so much fun, and please come on for the hat trick.
Yeah, I know. How long have you been doing this now?
I don't know. Oh, in general, the podcast or our episode?
How long have you been on?
Probably an hour.
Oh, okay.
An hour and a little
really
bit.
Goes quickly on here.
I got to pick up my lunch.
I don't think we covered much education apart from me going to hospital, pickup artists, balloons, Sam Smith. And what would make my day is maybe getting Sam Smith on here for you one day so we can meet them.
I think it'd be a 10 out of 10 episode. I think I'd have fun.
I reckon Sam Smith would be dead on.
100%. And it also fucking great though. Like some belt, like that album In the Midnight Hour.
I've never listened to a Sam Smith song. Let me tell you honest. Like
really
the ones on the radio. I think Dancing with Us something is a really good song.
But see, like, just before that first album, there's a song he did with White Noise called Latch.
Disclosure. Of course, that's what blew him up. Yeah, I know that one. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, there was he had some like EP that was recorded in like a church, and it was really good.
Can I ask what kind of guests have you had on recently, or who you got coming up? That's not on me. I'm trying to plug your own show. Like, I actually genuinely
from the world of
just like people that I would know of. Like, just it'd be intriguing.
Do you know what we love? We love having boxers on.
Yeah,
it's always like a good episode. Don't know what it is about boxers.
Who's your man? I just thought, is it Michael Conlon?
Michael was in here like a month ago. Just before his fight.
I got invited by one of the boys to his fight, but I was DJing that night. I would have loved to have gone to that. Yeah, is that the one that was in Falls Park?
Yeah, it looked unbelievable, but it rained, so
you didn't go because of the rain.
And it's not cool when you're like, yes, I'm up for this gig. Let's spin the wheels, but also let's check the forecast.
Spin the wheels. There you go,
let's
boy.
Check the forecast. Ben, cheers for coming on. I appreciate it.
And I will let you guys know how the Manscaped goes.
And when that gift arrives.
100%. I'm going to hopefully I'll be able to hear better once the ear hair and the nose hair.
Whole different game.
The suction will be great on my nose.
Yeah. Rolo, cheers for coming, man.
Yeah, it's big.
Do you enjoy the tea?
Big shout out to Rolo here.
On a scale 1 to 10, don't lie.
No, I'm not doing
10. Fuck it.
And we're going to go and see your man perform at SSE end of the month.
Yep.
And obviously I'm going to Jerry tonight. You're not going tomorrow, are you?
Come tomorrow. Because genuinely, why am I not going tonight? What's it going to do tonight?
It's going to rain.
It's going to rain. Tomorrow, 12% chance of precipitation. Rock on,
mate, this
buddy.
is how prepared I was for today. I rang up, obviously, because I did Belsonic last week. I was like, the production manager, actually I won't give his name because then everyone will probably try and message him for free stuff, but he was like, if you come down today, I'll give you a car pass. So when you can drive, like they close the road off, you can drive in. And then you can literally, before the end of the concert, go out. There's like a back exit out the
Big
park.
Fan of that, yeah.
Yeah, because when I did Belsonic last time, there's like a little, people don't realise that Ormond Park, there's like a little secret road that gets you out of the park without anyone seeing you. And it's the only way you can get out. So yeah, we'll probably have people waiting at the entrance for you now.
The number one middle-aged, middle-class thing now about going to concerts is what about whenever you leave slightly before the end and beat the traffic? You know when you get out of the car park first?
It is a buzz.
Oh, the face driver. Oh, let me pop a ticket in.
You look at everyone and go, he told you it was worth it.
You leave 2 songs in.
Yeah. That'll be me tonight. I'll be back in bed with the Cocoa Pops, mate. 1 a.m. Yeah, I'll beat the traffic. Shite night if I got home early. Didn't even see him come on. Yeah.
Just for that moment, and then you go to an underground car park.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna let you know how that goes as well because I genuinely want to. I think they're called dwellers.
Dwellers.
I want to be a dweller. If I ever build a bunker in the garden with the rabbits and all that, you'll be the first man through.
Me, you, and Rolo.
Yeah. No. You do not want to be in the. Yeah.
Ben, thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, man.